why is difficult for many people to drop their compulsion. Obviously, the better you see how they are limiting yourself, the easier it is to drop them. Obviously, if you could taste, this is for everything, if you could taste, for example, the joy of doing something that you have never done. Obviously, if you taste it for 1 second, now you are willing to walk the distance because you know what is waiting for you there. So the better you see how much certain compulsion are limiting yourself, obviously the intensity of your willingness of dropping them is high. Many compulsions, you see them as an act of freedom, something which is your right to do. That's why it's difficult to drop them. I do what I want with my body. I do what I want with my mind. I do what I want with this or that. Somehow are seen certain kind of way to express who you are. And you get identified with them. That's why it's very difficult to drop them. But it's very important at least to see that is not a wise decision to live our life in any kind of compulsive state. When I say compulsive state, I don't only mean things that you do, ideas that you have. Why being silent and spending time alone also? Which doesn't mean that you can be silent and still be with other people, definitely, but it's easier to do it by yourself. How easy? It's up to you. How many compulsion do you have? How enslaved to small things or big things are you? Definitely giving yourself a chance to listen. With many compulsions, there is some work to do. Dropping them. The moment you are like I am right now, there are no supermarket. So if I have the desire or the longing to drink alcohol or to smoke a cigarette, definitely is not possible. So what I do is I just drop. Let's go to the city and keep doing my things. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to allow yourself, at least try to allow yourself to experience something more, then how much entangled yourself you are, it will determine how easy it will be for you. We want mukti in every sense. We want a liberation. We don't want entanglement. There are a lot of forces around us. They want us entangled. So the moment when I say entanglement, many of those forces that entangle you happen unconsciously. People somehow, they don't want to hurt you, but they have needs. So they want you to get identified. They want a son to be identified with their family. Otherwise, why should someone have a child? Because they want the child to be identified. So if you see the limitation of those things, you don't have to hate this or that person, but you have to see the limitations. Everything which is limiting, it's of a kind of a compulsion. Dropping them slowly or fast, obviously better, but usually takes some time. Everything that is limiting you want to remove. This is what I'm talking about. You can start from something material and go deep into it. In that moment, the moment you drop all of these things, you will just sit and you will receive. You don't sit and somehow think about your creation, because fundamentally a very large amount of people, their creation is just about their compulsions. What they need, they'll just try to do and get what they want. They miss the part of receiving. So this is silence, and this is what silence does. If you're willing, if you are unfortunately in a compulsive state, you might spend some time for yourself. You might obviously get to experience certain things, but you will be always very limited, because you gave yourself some time, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, whatever, but then there is already an expiry day. That's what I'm saying. And you jump back. The moment you're willing to stop, to limitate yourself, thinking that you are doing something in your life, there is nothing that you can do which is more important than receive. That's what I can tell you. Somebody doesn't see it, someone sees it, and his life is totally transformed. So at least what I'd like to share with you, it is to see that the compulsions and fundamentally, which you might call also things that you like, it is not helping you to get a larger slice of life. You are just chewing the same slice over and over and over and over. That's why boredom, when you're young, you start chewing it, it seems so good, like a chewing gum. It's sugary, it tastes good. If you chew your gum for 25 years, you think that the taste will be the same? Definitely not. The moment we see it, we want to change it.